Taurus, welcome to your weekly Sidereal Astrology forecast. This is for May 9th through the 15th of 2016. I'm Athen, and this is for Sidereal. If you are new to the channel, be sure to check out the link because the signs are different. All right, so Taurus, this week we have a lot of supportive aspects, easy aspects collectively, and it's all part of this kite that has been forming with your 12th house. So there's been a lot of energy here in your 12th house with Venus here. All right, so it's a good time to be getting that alone time, that meditative time, that rest and relaxation perhaps, because this is the end of the solar cycle for you. You're going to have the sun shifting into your sign at the end of the week going into next. So things are starting to move forward in terms of your goals, in terms of yourself, your desires, your ambitions. But it's this week, I think, very good to have a bit of that meditative approach to life and to really learn more about yourself spiritually with that retrograde Mercury. And of course, Mars is retrograde, the ruler of that 12th too. All right, so maybe learning about relationships. I think that's been a big emphasis too, rehashing, re-examining the relationship area of your life. So that's what is the major focus this week. As you can see here, there's a lot of these supportive aspects. Of course, when things are collectively easy like this, it's good to still take action and move forward. But I think specifically for you, taking spiritual action or no action, right? That kind of thing can be very meditative, can be very insightful this week, in fact, relaxing, etc. So let's go ahead and break this down. On Monday, Jupiter does go station direct, okay? And this is the part of the formation involving your personal life, your home, your family, your roots, maybe even your health, because this grand trine has been in your water houses. So with that lowering of energy, that more meditative approach, it's directly supporting what I think is this new shift, and has been this new shift for you to cultivate your home life or your family life or your health. And I think you'll start to notice a lot of that moving direct because Jupiter has been retrograde here for about the past 5 months. So maybe you have been rethinking, redoing some of these things, or maybe they've been more introverted. All right, so there are opportunities here for you to cultivate your roots. And I think you'll probably feel that shift this week, and there's a lot of supportive energy to do just that, to connect with your personal life. Now, also on Monday, the sun is going to conjoin up to Mercury, at Mercury retrograde, so there can be a lot of that fiery mental and communicative energy. And for you, it could be straight up intuition. Could even be information coming through your dream space and things like that with all of this concentration in your 12th. But whatever it is, it's also very supportive here, and I think bringing extra attention to the mind, as it has been very important with this retrograde Mercury, through presence for you with that 12th house. Bringing extra attention to the communication, of course. Mercury does rule your 2nd and your 5th, so perhaps continuing to rehash your self-expression and maybe rehash the financial or material stuff could be important as well with that extra attention, because a lot of times the sun kind of engulfs that Mercury, all right? So it becomes perhaps either very passionate ideas or just very strong mental energy. All right, so it does require that extra attention to keep everything nice and cool, nice and balanced, so that it can be constructive. Now, as we go into the rest of the week, all these aspects are going to be involving this Venus-Mercury conjunction and how those two planets are going to be forming up to this kite. All right, so this has been the fact that I think you can enjoy a bit of that R&R time. All right, maybe even take care of the routine to allow for that. Could be the case with Venus ruling your 6th. And this conjunction is going to be specifically about, I think, enjoying perhaps what you are learning about your spiritual self and about the importance of these spiritual activities, or just getting that rest or taking it easy, going with the flow. Learning more about yourself in the process too, just generally, because this is, of course, your ruler. So anytime we have Mercury conjoining up to the ruler, that can be this new beginning in terms of your understanding of self and maybe even the way you communicate in this more perhaps non-attached perspective, which is that 12th. All right, so that's the conjunction. Then again, it's directly supporting the home, family, and health sector, which is starting to shift and move forward for you. And also in terms of this 8th house, you've had Pluto in the 8th, which has been this releasing of old patterns, releasing of old attachments. Also, you can have more intimacy in your life, And this has been for many, many years. So I think that's very supportive. I think it's a great week for, again, that openness with self primarily, that intimacy with self primarily, which then again directly supports the more easygoing attitude and the personal life and the foundations. Now the sextile up to Neptune is in your 10th house, so there is this releasing, this surrender of your career in some sense that I think has been needed, in terms of the outcomes with it anyways. And that's where, especially with Neptune being associated with that 12th, that's where a lot of this more easygoingness can really come into the picture this week, is letting go of the productive life, surrendering it, or finding, it's not about not doing anything, but it's about finding the river flow in it. And there's a lot of support for that with Neptune in the 10th. And it's through that letting go you can find a lot of peace here in your career life, productive life, public life. All right, so those are the aspects formed up here with this kite. A lot of this deep transformation with the mind too. Mercury is going to be trining up to that Pluto, of course, also suggesting that there could be deep changes, deep insights. Again, all with this retrograde, this rethinking and relearning about the importance of surrender and letting go and the peace that does arise from that. Then, like I said, as we go into the weekend, the sun does shifts into your first, which is going to be this new focus of self, of your goals, right? And going into next week, there could be a lot of energy gained through starting to take more action and stuff. And I think you could find that perhaps quite healing over the weekend, in fact. Maybe some of that active energy with the sextile up to Chiron. All right, so Taurus, I hope you guys have a fantastic week. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.